Hey everyone, so today we're going to look at the first part of our CGI bottle rendering and where we're going to be rendering the Dior fragrance bottle for men. So yeah, this is going to be part one, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to showing you guys a project from start to finish where we're going to be modeling, then texturing, and then lighting it up. So yeah, hopefully you will stay on for the entire time and learn a lot of cool things within Blender. Yeah, I'm going to record this live as we are speaking, so sorry for any mistakes I make on the way, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys like what it is like to create a real project. This is of course not a real client project, but it looks like the projects that I'm doing for clients. So yeah, let's just start doing this. And yeah, we're just going to be deleting the scene and then going into the X view here. So first of all, we are going to be adding a reference image. So I looked up the bottle from the Dior homepage, the store, official store, and I got a reference image that we can use. So I will just go into image and then reference, and I'm going to the the Dior that I have found. Um, the first thing that we're going to make sure is the scale of this bottle. So over here under the scene properties, we're going into the units, and then I'm actually going to change from meters to millimeters. So this will give us a more accurate size of the bottle when we're going to make it. And I just want to show you a really cool trick that I learned from another CGI artist. So we have our reference image, and you can just actually add a plane, and then if you press N and you look under the dimension over here, let's say just roughly I'm going to make this like 120 millimeters. Yeah, just for fun. I don't know the exact measurements for this one, but yeah. But what you can do now is that we can just rotate this one 90 degrees, and then we can just take our reference image and scale it down so that it fits this plane. And what you have now is actually a really good reference image that is also the size that we're going to make. So we can just delete this plane, and now you can see that we have scaled down our reference image to the correct size of our bottle. So yeah, let's just start making the body of the bottle. So I'm going to add a cylinder and going to scale it down so that it fits just here at the midst of the body. And then I'm just going to call this just call it body. And then I'm going into the edit mode, and then I'm going to select faces up here, select the bottom face, and then I'm going to scale this one down just before it starts rounding in the corners. And so yeah, now we just have the basic shape of it. And I'm going to take the top face, going into X mode here, turn on this X-ray mode here, and then I'm going to press E for extrude and extrude upwards, hit S and scale it inwards, and then I'm just going to do it again and follow this curve as good as I can for now. What you will see me doing a lot is going back and forth, and I know this might seem as though I haven't practiced this before. I haven't done this exact bottle before, so yeah, it is kind of new for me. But yeah, this is just how you need to do it. It's all about the small details and the fine adjustments. Going to scale this one in with a eye, so we do like an insert. And you can see because we have these for the next part of the bottle. So if I'm going into this mode here, just checking if it fits, and it does. Going back with the command Z, and then I'm just going to hit X and delete the faces, because we want to have a bottle that is a hole inside of it. When there was like a face, it was just like a complete dense mesh. So now we have our bottle shaped out, and we're going to take care of the bottom also. So I'm going to hit enter mode, take the face, and going into X mode again. And then just again going down, extrude it. And it doesn't need to be perfect right now because we don't have like the exact reference image. Normally when you have a client, they will provide like the real factory settings for it, so to speak. We just have to deal with like kind of eyeballing this one. I think we need to, I'm just going to select this, and we're going to scale it out a bit more, I think, because it's too much. Also with this one, and this one, like this. Hit G, scale it down, select this face again. Sorry for all of the adjustments. And then I think the bottle is actually kind of going up a bit in a sort of a dip inside of the middle. So I'm just going to make an insert again, and then I'm going to just take this one up a bit. Going to be inserting and then scaling it again, taking it up a notch, and I'm just pressing I and then moving the mouse inwards, and then hitting G and Z and move the mouse up to like put up. So I know this isn't like a complete beginner tutorial. If that is something you want, like the different ways that you can sort of model, I can make that also for you guys. Everywhere we probably just want to save this one on our desktop like this. Yeah, and so yeah, now we have this part of it rendered, and yeah, this looks fine. As you can see, we have like sort of like a small, and I might adjust this later on also, but yeah, this is how it will look for now. I think it's pretty good. So what we are going to do now is that we're going to make the inside of the bottle, because of course there's going to be liquid inside of this bottle, and it's going to be see-through. So we're going to need to make it thicken the walls of it, so to speak. And you can use a solidify modifier for this one, where you can sort of like, and it works in some cases, but I just, as you can see for this case here, if I go into this view, we have sort of this like, the bottom of the bottle, there's a more thick area with glass. So we need to be making this. So I actually think it will be easier for us if we just do it manually, like the thickness. And this is a really great way of doing it, and something that you should be really also doing for your renders. It just adds so much to the final render. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to select this edge here, going into the X mode again, and then I'm turning on the X-ray mode, and then I'm going to extrude down, and then I'm going to extrude again, and oh yeah, I'm having the bottom also selected, I think. Sorry, just going back here now into because I have this one selected, it didn't work, so I'm just going to tab out of it, and I'm going to select it again, going into the X mode. I'm going to extrude down with E and holding in Z, and then I'm going to do it again, Z, and extrude outwards to corner, and then I'm going to extrude down to this part here. And then I'm going to press F to fill up the bottom a bit, as you can see here. So now it has been filled. And I am just going to make some adjustments for this area up here. So I think we'll be need to add a loop here inside of it, just to scale it up. Or it doesn't need to be perfect here, but it always helps to kind of, just make it more realistic. And I'm going to also pick in this one inside, going again. Hope you guys can follow along and kind of see what I want to do with this. It's just a lot of tweaking and fine work, but I just want to show you the whole process. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it this way. Just picking this one up, I think. We're going to scale it in up a bit again. I think it's okay that it's a bit thick up here, because this is where like the top is and the bottom is also a bit thicker. I'm just going to to highlight this one again, and I'm just going to press G and just move it up a bit like this. So this is okay for now, I think. Going into the object mode, and then selecting our reference image, just moving it back a bit and to the side, just so we can see what we are dealing with here. So now you can see that we have our inside area here where it's whole, and then outside we have this thickened border, kind of illustrating also this one down here. So it was really just the way of doing it manually that sort of allowed this to work. I'm going to shade smooth, and I'm going to add a subdivision surface modifier. And what you see here, I'll just add this up for you. Say you can use a lower level viewpoint if your computer starts to slow down. And you can see it's really nice rounded bottom here. Maybe we have to like sort of smooth this edge out more. If that is something that we don't want, we can do that. The way you do it is you just go into edit mode, and you just kind of select these one, and then you're just going to like kind of move it up a bit, move it out a bit, and now you can see it's already more smooth. You can do it even more, and figuring it out on the go. But yeah, now it has created this sort of weird artifact inside because it tried to smooth it out. So we have this kind of weird thing going on. So what I'm going to do is actually going into the edit mode again, selecting this inside again, the ring, the bottom ring, Control B, and I'm just going to do a small bevel, just like to this way, just a really small one, just adding this nice kind of detail to it. And what I think we actually also need to do is, I can see that it's kind of round, is more rounded down here, so it's not that straight, so we actually need to create this also. So yeah, I think I'm going to take out the subdivision, just turn it off for a bit, and let me just go back. Actually, I think I'm going to need to be making this bottom first. So again, I'm just going to extrude, insert down a bit, extrude, extrude down, insert, like this, extrude, insert, just doing it rather quickly. This is something you need to take your time with, of course. I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to do a bevel here also, make it more round. And now you can see we have sort of, well, you can experiment more with it yourself when you make it. Do it better than I do it. That's the goal. So yeah, now we just have sort of like this rounded bottom here, and I think that just looks more realistic. And you really need to be doing this really precise for a client work, of course. This is just to show you guys the principles. So yeah, so we're going to be adding our subdivision modifier again. And now because we added more subdivisions down here and more vertices, it's not weird anymore. I still think these edges up here can be a bit more sharp. So I'm going into the edit mode and I'm going to select this one here and this one down here. I'm doing a small bevel again with Control B, just scaling it up a bit, just like this. And now you can see it's just way more smooth and way more like, yeah, it's just more clean. I think this is better. Also for this one, I think these it's too sharp, this edge one here. So I'm just going to be adding a bit more subdivisions in here. Up, that was the wrong way of doing it, I can see. Going back, I think I'm going to select this one and just like kind of dialing it back maybe. Also this one maybe. Just insetting it a bit, maybe. Take this one up. Scale it a bit. We see from the side without me destroying this mesh that I made. Let me just go back. I'll actually just go back like this. And let's see what we can do here. I think this is maybe too sharp, so we can just scale it in a bit. Like this. Maybe we need to be adding a bit more details on this one here. How will that look? Shouldn't we try and see? It just creates more sharp. Maybe it's just the way that this is not. We can add a loop if we want here inside, and it will instantly like sort of create a more if you just scale it out a bit inside a bit here. This should also have the effect of like kind of doing a sharper edge. And this, yeah, it's just you need to be just try it out. But I actually think our start here is how we want it. You can lift it all up so that this is not that sharp. But I actually think it is sharp here on the edge here. When you look it from straight on, so I actually think it's okay. But yeah, you know what I mean. You can experiment with it along the way. So yeah, this is our base, sort of speak. Yeah, and I think it looks really good. So now we'll be adding this one inside here. This metallic piece. I think it's kind of like glued maybe onto the glass or somehow put on it. But of course you can use the edge and the vertices and just extrude them up to make this one if it's going to be a part of this one. But I'm just going to make a cylinder again, move it up, and I'm going into the edit mode and do what I always do. Select the rings here and then do a small bevel, just a tiny bevel here. And I'm going to be adding a subdivision modifier and shade smooth. And I'm going into the top view just so I can see where the hole is, scrolling all the way in and then kind of align this one up, just so that, and of course move it down, just so that I think that it looks like something that is glued on. And our issue is, of course, that this is transparent, so if you go into this doesn't need to be that big. We can just, I think maybe just around the top here is where it is placed. So just around here, maybe just a tiny bit into the bottle itself. And we don't need to do because there's going to be a cap on it. It doesn't matter that this tall. Yeah. So let's make this one up here. So I'm going into the X mode again and just placing this one back in. You can just press Shift and S and selection to cursor and will snap right in. But you may need to scale it depending on how you scale your model. It's just sort of like doing it the way that it's supposed to when we don't have the exact measurements. Of course, if you have been given the correct dimensions, you can create the bottle exactly like how it should. I also think this image here is taking on a slightly like an angle, so it will distort like the sort of ways that it looks to our eye. It's not straight on, so to speak. But yeah, we're going to create this cap now, and I'm going into the X mode. Actually, I'm going to pick the top face again into the X mode, and then I'm going to press G and Z and take it all the way down here to our start. I'm going to just rename this metal piece. Of course, my naming is not that good here. And this is going to be our cap. Yeah, and we can just toggle this one off for the viewport right now. So yeah, I'm just going to, we're going to make these inserts here. So I'm going to make sure that it aligns like almost perfectly. Then I'm going to do an insert, going into the X mode again. And then I'm going to extrude it up. And then I am going to the top view. And then I'm going to extrude and scale it out so that it aligns to this line right here. Into the X mode again. And then extrude again. And yeah, this is just going to take a bit of time. So I'm going to insert this one again. Actually, I can go into the top view again and scale it inwards. Oops. With an insert. Like this. Going back and extrude upwards. And a cool thing that I will show you guys is that if you go up here to the show overlays and pick this arrow here, you can actually choose this one that says edge select. And it means when you select an edge, it will tell you the size of it. So right here you can see that this is 433 millimeter. So of course these needs to be the exact same. I'm not going to do this right now, but this is also something that if you have the correct measurements, you can actually do this. But I'll just turn this on off again because it really doesn't matter for our case right here. And it's also okay that you have a bit of like human touch to this one. So I'm going to do this one again. Scale up. Go to top view. Extrude inwards. Go to this one view again. Extrude. Top view. It's really kind of a boring work, this piece here. And extrude up to this part here. And then I'm going to do what we did with the bottle itself. Extrude, insert, extrude, insert, bring it down a bit, extrude, insert, bring it down a bit, extrude, insert, bring it down a bit. Actually, I think this one needs to be a bit more outwards like this. And then of course we need to do it also for these ones. This up like this. Then insert a bit more here. Take this one up a bit. Insert it even more to a small scale here. And then just put the file, just lift it up a bit here. I think this edge here needs to come down a bit. Just like this. Yes. I think we're starting to get there. Going into the object mode, turn off this one. We can move this one back here. And yeah, now we can just apply a subdivision search modifier, and how this happens. As you can see, it's not quite the way that we want it, but this is because it tries to smooth out all of our corners. So I will just turn this one, select this one, and I'm just going to do a really small bevel here. And then also for our cap up here, I think maybe this is actually okay. Maybe we can try and see if we can smooth it out a bit. This one down a bit. Control P, make it more. Turn this one down a bit. Did it make it all worse? Yeah, it did. Maybe just start up here. Yeah, I like this one actually. I think it has like sort of, it's not perfectly like rounded up here. Yeah, and then we're going to fix these ones. So the way I'm doing this is I'm just going to select the outer part here, and I'm just going to be doing a really small build, just scrolling all the way in and just doing a small build again here, just a small. This, boom. Perfect, and I'm going to actually also be choosing the inside like this one, and this one, and this one. And I'm also going to be making a small bevel inside of here. Boom. And now you can see that, what happened up here? I think it's because we chose these one also when we did some of the other ones. It was still selected up here. I'm just going to, you know what, the best way to do this, I think, is just starting over up here. Edit mode, this is also what happens sometimes. Let me just select all of these, delete these ones, pick the vertices, F, to fill it up, and then move this reference image in again, just so that it aligns. Going into edit mode, select our face up here, and then we're just going to do it. And maybe we can do it even better now. A better job of like doing this part here. So I'm just going to be making this one, scale it in, scale it in, scale it in, out, in, out, and then here also. There, insert, a bit more, lift it up, insert, then just, I think this is okay for now. Shade smooth. And now I can see that we have our kind of perfect here. We need to change, of course, our subdivision on. Now I can see it's looking really good. So now I can see that this, if we move this one out, we have, and go into the X mode, we have like sort of the same kind of fine, and you can like tweak this all the way you want and make your own version of it. But I just think it looks nice with these hard edges here. That's still believable because they have the bevel, so they are not like 3D perfectly sharp. So yeah. So what we're going to do now is we have actually created our bottle more or less. I am going to be adding a play, and I'm just going to be adding a solidifier and apply this one. And I'm going into the X mode and turn this down so we have like sort of our plane. And I'm just scrolling all the way and aligning this up to our bottle like this. And I'm also going to be adding another plane, rotate it 90 degrees, and then just adding a solidify again. So we have like a thickened wall. Apply this and move this backwards. This one we can take all the way out of the picture. And I'm going to X mode, and I'll be adding a camera. And I will split my screen, just setting this up for the next video. Going into the camera view and turn these things off so we don't have a look at them. I'm going to be under the camera settings. I am where is it? The viewport display. I'm always setting the perspective to 0.975, and then scroll all the way back. Maybe make this one a bit small, and then we're going to choose like a 100mm lens, something a bit more macro looking. Just dialing it straight in like this, and then just slightly pointing our camera up so that we have like sort of a forward perspective on our bottle. And I'm just going to be moving it in, maybe move it down a notch, or maybe just like this, maybe just 90.25 like this. Oh, it's rounding up. Oh, I didn't know it would do that. Okay, but yeah, this looks really good. And yeah, I am just going to be inside here, and I'm just going to be adding just a simple area light. This is not the light we're going to be set up for our final render, but just to show you guys. Just going to move it out here, and I'm going into our kind of viewport shading here. Of course, using cycles as always. And now you can see we have sort of like this beautiful, beautiful bottle here. And yeah, I think. So yeah, this is actually the end of this first part. Now you can see that we have our bottle created here. And yeah, you can see we have the nice rounded edges right here, and you can see that we have it's weird it doesn't apply this one, and we have this is weird. It's just adding it over here. I don't know why. Brilliant. I haven't experienced that before. Maybe it's because I haven't selected the correct object. What if I select this one and go into the annotations here? No. Well, it worked. It has worked before. I don't know what happened. But yeah, you can just see that we have our sharp edges here, our fine cap, and our rounded edges on our bottle. So yeah, now we just really need to be texturing this one. We're going to be setting up a kind of, as you can see over here, we're going to be setting up the label, of course, and then also this two-colored glass shading here, which is going to be really cool. I'm looking really forward to showing you how to do this one. And of course the bottle and the metal, and yeah, we're going to be lighting it and sort of making this render seem just as a photo. I promise you guys it will be so realistic. So yeah, hope you have followed along all the way, and remember to subscribe so you know when the next video is coming, the next part of this video. Maybe I'm going to be doing a sort of like a photographer's guide before the next part, depend on how this one goes. But yeah, happy to show you guys how to do really cinematic and realistic renderings of products within Blender. And yeah, see you guys next. Yeah, see you soon. Bye.